welcome to BAM TV. My name is Tony Wright, and as I mentioned, you are watching BAM TV, the show that hits you with a different topic each week to help you succeed. You know, we've got to change that hits you line. Like, we sound so mean, like, BAM TV, it hits you. I mean, now you have to tell everyone, like, oh, no, I just fell down a flight of stairs. I'm fine. Oh, it's got dark, huh? Fine, all right. Lots going on this week in the news. Have you seen this story? Studies show more and more marketers are coming from organized crime careers. You know, like the mafia and the mob, that type of thing, the whole Whitey Bulger stuff. Yep, it's true. When asked the best place to hide a body, these marketers kept saying, page 2 of Google. Page 2 of Google, I know. Well, it's been reported that the Pittsburgh Steelers have just replaced their wide receivers with marketers. I didn't know that. I actually hadn't heard that. The official statement from the Steelers says that although they have no professional football experience, marketers make terrific wide receivers because they always stay in bound. Yes. Oh, boy. Well, that was very kind of you. Thanks. Now, this report, I was actually very sad. Scotty hates this. Very sad to read, but divorce rates amongst marketers have gone up 10% since last year. 10% since last year alone. It makes me actually want to cry. I mean, when asked why, experts said that couples just aren't on the same landing page. Oh, really? Oh, I like that landing page is where this crowd draws the line, right? I mean, that's the joke that loses them. Inbound, okay. Landing page, cheesy. Fine, I get it. I understand you now. All right, let's move on then. Each week, BAM stands for something completely different that helps make you successful. And we always enjoy a look back at some of our rejected show ideas. They're concepts that never really got to see the light of day and never will become one of our shows. Until, of course, we run out of acronyms. We'll kick it off with our first rejected show, where BAM stood for Bears Against Models. That's an interesting concept. Well, it's nice to see them supporting a cause. I think that's important. But you can't believe the paperwork to have an 8-foot grizzly maul your guest is a nightmare. So this one never got off the ground. But we were all interested in occupying Giselle Bundchen. I'll say that much. Next, we have Big Ass Man. Oh, goodness. I mean, who broke into my CrossFit scrapbook, right? Although I look pretty good in a mustache. Though a little villainesque, like I just got done tying a girl to a railroad track or something. And finally, my personal favorite, and you're gonna love this, Bionic Alyssa Milano. Hello. I mean, clearly, she's the boss now, right? I honestly don't know why we rejected this one. Everyone wants this to happen, right? You love this, right? Very good. We're gonna work on it. Well, tonight is not a rejected idea. Now, I was recently invited to a conference where the concept of advocate marketing was being discussed, and it really piqued my interest. Get this. Advocate marketing is a new marketing discipline aimed at mobilizing a company's fans, customers, and evangelists to go out and share their positive experiences with others. It's basically the opposite of what my ex-wife does. Fine. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what BAM stands for is Best Advocate Marketing. Yeah, that's right. And now we have some incredible guests lined up to help us dive into Best Advocate Marketing through our focus and customer engagement, from awareness to advocacy. Megan Eisenberg of DocuSign is with us tonight. We also have the CEO of Influitive, Mark Organ. Oh, that was a nice little ditty. And finally, Bo Bandy from Ready Talk is also going to stop by. A special Skype chat with Influitive's own Jody Mooney will happen later. Yep, very nice, very nice. Oh, and we'll also learn a thing or two from a surprise guest who is a leading analyst in the online marketing space. So let's get things started. Please welcome out our first guest of the evening, Megan Eisenberg. Yeah. Hey, welcome, Megan. How are you? Good
Great.
to see you. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
How was your trip? Where'd you come in from?
California.
California.
Yes.
Are you from California?
I am. Well, since I was 5, born in Texas, but made it over to California when I was 5.
Wow. And your husband is a urologist, I understand?
Yes, he is.
So no problems in that department, clearly, huh?
Clearly.
More like marketing dysfunction is what we'll be talking about today instead, huh?
That's right.
DocuSign.
Yes.
Home of the fax machine.
No fax machines.
Oh.
What is that?
Tell me
right?
about DocuSign.
Sure. We're global standard in digital transaction management. Want to keep your life and business digital.
You actually spoke yesterday at a conference, right?
I did.
Very good. And what was the topic of your speech?
Advocacy, customer marketing and advocacy, big thing. Yeah.
Oh, we actually have that presentation. Let's roll to that, okay?
I do get asked a lot about our advocacy program and how we're running it. Is it mostly just end users, people who are, the whole gamification side? Who do you attract? You probably don't get C-level people in there or high-level people. And it's actually interesting, we do. People in general, I'm a VP, and I go on 2 different advocate things, and I'm constantly engaging and acting. One, because I really love the products that I'm using, and so I go in there for that reason, but it's also fun. I'm competitive in nature. I think in humans, and we like to always help other people, but then again, we're also very competitive. And so it's just a fun environment. And if we look at just size of businesses, more than half are actually corporate and enterprise. Our web customers are not just the main part of our advocates. It's our larger businesses as well. And so what I'm showing you is that since setting up a better way for our advocates, we've seen over 3 million in influenced opportunities and had 250 ops influenced by this hub, which I think really just speaks to the fact that our customers are our best leads for new customers, whether it's growing within the company itself or actually net new logos joining DocuSign.
Well, that's very nice. Good job. How is marketing changing because of this advocacy thing?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think a lot of times as marketers, we think about getting people in the funnel in front of sales and we hand it off, but you can't just do that. You actually need to stay with the customer all the way through. And in SaaS and technology businesses specifically, it's a renewals business, and people, you want them to love your product, stay with your product. You want them to use it more and more. DocuSign, you may buy us for a sales contract, but you can use us in HR and procurement. And so my job as a marketer is, one, make sure you get the best use out of it, but have you use it more. And so by embracing customer marketing and advocacy, we extend where we are with that customer. Something I like to always say is, as marketers, it's about acquiring, keeping, and growing. And so the customer marketing side of it is that keeping your customers and then growing them.
So what can companies do with that right now?
Yeah, I think one, they've got to understand their customers, talk with their customers, have a way to bring them together in a community. I think that there's these really great technologies out there like Influitive that help us at DocuSign, bring our customers in, engage with them, give them fun challenges. They're able to spread the word. We make it easy for them, speak at events, talk with other customers. So yeah, I think companies need to find a way to engage with their advocates.
So what are DocuSign advocates doing for you right now?
Oh, our DocuSign advocates are everywhere. I mean, they are speaking at conferences, they're doing references, they're tweeting, they're on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn. They are just, they're everywhere. They're signing things, they're embracing it in their business and their life, which helps us. So there's some reward component, isn't there, to this? So how does that work at DocuSign? Yeah, so it's definitely an element of gamification, and our top 10 folks are having a lot of fun, always trying to best each other with their score. Cool. So yeah, they'll do all different kinds, and I think by us giving them all these different kinds of challenges, it makes, there's something for everyone. Do you think that you'll ever be able to sign a document with your brain? With my brain? Oh, I don't know. That's a good one. I'm hoping they'll use DocuSign for a long time. Yes. Click through it? Okay, yes. Fair enough. Well, very nice. Well, I want to thank you, Megan Eisenberg, for being with us. That was great. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the CEO of Influitive, Mark Organ. So stay with us.
Well, I had a real hard time admitting it. To myself, and especially to Sarah. I just felt like less of a man.
Anytime I touched him, he'd get more distant.
How could I touch her, knowing that I wasn't...
It's okay, honey, go ahead.
That I wasn't certified. But ever since getting my advocate marketing certification, I'm a much more potent marketer.
his energy, his creativity, his results.
It's dynamite. Pretty much.
And he mobilizes advocates all the time now, at all hours of the day.
And everywhere.
In the office, in the car, in the living room, on the kitchen table.
In the backyard. Everywhere. I don't know why I waited so long. Advocate marketing certification is the best decision I ever made.
We ever made. Like ever.
Well, welcome back to the big show. We're about to introduce Mr. Mark Organ, CEO of Influitive. Please welcome him. Mark, how are you?
Doing great.
Nice to see you. Please have a seat. Get comfortable.
Awesome.
How's everything been?
Everything's great. Happy to be here.
Yes, happy to be here. Where are you from, Mark?
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, you're a good Canuck.
Yeah, you might hear a little bit of that, my accent a little later on.
Do Canadians hate when you call them Canucks?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should I call you? Canadian?
Canadian works.
Or not late for dinner?
Not a
something like
Canuck.
that. Fine, fine, fine. So in between being the CEO and a father and a serial entrepreneur, I've heard that term used, I understand you're also learning Mandarin.
I have, yeah, I've been learning for a couple years.
Oh, that's so funny because I'm fluent.
Oh, really?
Yes, ni hao.
Ni hao. Wow, very good.
Ni hao ma.
Yeah, well, hen hao.
Okay, I've got a test for you. This is a little test. You ready? A little Mandarin test.
Okay, let's go.
We'll start with a lob here. This is an important one to know. Where is the restroom?
Oh, it's very important. So, 对不起，吃错在哪里？
What? Do that again.
对不起，吃错在哪里？
I can't do that. I'm not fluent.
That's always a good one to know, even if you're not fluent.
Here's one. I'm sure you know how to say this. Are you using advocate marketing? Do you know how to say that in Mandarin? No. You should
Advocate marketing, 用不用？
Oh, really? Is that
Possible.
something like that? So, serial entrepreneur. Tell me about that. You're good at seeing sort of where things are going. Tell me about your journey to Influitive.
In terms of the idea for Influitive around advocate marketing came from my experience at Eloqua. And it's one of the things that we started to learn was just how important these special people, these advocates were in order to help us sell more effectively. And we tried lots of different things. I mean, we tried doing referral campaigns and references, and everything helped a little bit. You know, we got 10% better. But in terms of making it, we want to make it 5 times better, 10 times more effective. And then we created an award ceremony. We called it the Markies. It's kind of like an Academy Awards.
The Markies.
The Markies. And it wasn't named after me, actually.
Is there a statue? What do you get? What do you get?
It was. The statue looked just actually a lot like an Oscar.
Oh, nice.
And that was by design. Actually, it's the same firm who made the Oscars actually made our trophies.
Can I get one?
Actually, I think you won more than one of those, didn't you?
A few, yeah. We have
a few of those in your collection.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so
I didn't know I was with superstars today.
superstars in the marketing world.
Very good, very good.
So yeah, and so that led to just an outpouring of advocacy. And that's really when the light bulb went off for me, that when you provide the right kind of experiences for advocates, when you make them feel really recognized and valued, then they give you more of what it is that we want, which is their advocacy. And I recognize that's a new company. That's something I wrote my little black book of startup ideas that I want to work on that one next.
So what is your vision for this advocate marketing? Like, why is this important? Why now? Why should people be listening to you, Mr. Mark Organ, the Canadian?
Well, I think the times really has come, right? I mean, I think advocates have always been important, right? If you talk to experienced salespeople or CEOs, they'll say, they always need those referral leads. They need advocates to help close deals on references. They need those perfect stories. But now the buying process has changed so much. I mean, think about the last time you bought something risky or expensive. Just think about that for a bit. How did you do it? Did you respond to an email? Did you click on an ad?
What did I do? I was online and I was looking at reviews.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, right? So the process has changed so much. I mean, now when we want to go and buy something that does have some risk to it, we rely on our peers, right? The social web has now made that so available for us. So as marketers, if we want to be effective in this new world, we need to surround our buyers with social proof. And so that's why I think the time has come. And the vision for this is, I mean, advocacy is just going to be pervasive. It's going to be part of everything that we do in marketing, right? Everything goes better with a happy customer. Your events, your email campaigns. I mean, everything we do in marketing goes better when you have happy customers that are relevant for buyers saying, this is the best thing ever. You should just feel comfortable going forward.
All right, Mark, so I'm a marketer today, right? Right now, where do I go and mobilize these advocates?
Yeah, well, two great areas that we're focusing on now are in-person events and in communities. Right?
Okay.
So think about a trade show or think about a user conference, right, where you've got all these prospects together with advocates in one physical place. It's magical, right? That is a great opportunity to get lots of advocacy. Great place to get advocates bringing prospects to the booth, to get advocates retweeting and guest blogging, doing all kinds of stuff like that.
Sounds like Disneyland.
Yeah. Hey, it can be. When you have an advocate program, it really does add a lot of spice to an event. And I think in the virtual component of that, so communities is another great place. A virtual place, again, where advocates and prospects can get together and people who are buyers can learn not from salespeople, but from their peers about what it's like to be a customer. I mean, those are amazing places to source advocacy and drive it.
Megan, what's been your and DocuSign's experience with those types of things?
Yes, DocuSigners love DocuSign and how we've simplified their life. So yes, at events, we do a lot of different conferences around the world. Just to see them talking about their experience and passing that on, really important. And certainly in communities, in different industries, we get a lot of buzz that goes on. And so to be able to harness that and bring them together, and our Advocates Hub is just been a great way to organize them.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, please welcome our next guest. She's a marketing manager at ReadyTalk, Bo Bandy. Welcome to the show. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Oh, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Where you from, Bo Bandy?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
Really? Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Yeah, a big fan.
Oh, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard of him?
I don't know. No.
He's kind of good.
I don't get it.
So yeah, I mean, we're having a good season.
And I understand that you would like to race Formula One cars.
I would love to race Formula One
I think
cars.
you'd be great at that.
Yeah, I'm a little tall, but I'd like to try it out.
It's worth
I'd like the opportunity.
I think you should do that before
It's
much
on-
time passes.
It's on the list.
Okay, fine. Let's get down to this, lady, Bo Bandy. ReadyTalk,
ReadyTalk.
marketing manager. Tell me a little bit about what ReadyTalk does generally.
Sure. So we are an online web and audio conferencing provider. So we power huge webinars, online events, and then really small collaborative meetings to help teams work together. Our customers like Twitter and Marketo and Influitive and DocuSign.
Yeah,
and
we use it. We love it. It's awesome.
Oh, great.
See, Mark's a great
Cool.
advocate.
He is a great advocate. Are you a large company or?
Mid-size, I would say 200 people.
Oh, very nice.
So great culture. We have an interesting challenge in our space, right? Because we compete against huge companies.
Yeah.
Companies that you may have heard of, like Microsoft, for example.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, no idea.
So we have really built our company around our customers and making sure our customers can be really successful. As a result, they are extremely happy with us, and
Nice.
that's how we've kind of built a culture of advocacy. We're really using our customers to win against those huge
It's a little
competitors.
David and Goliath situation.
Absolutely,
Is that
David
what-
and Goliath. Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. So you've created a culture of advocacy.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so it's really about taking those customers that love us and making it easy for them to kind of mobilize and tell their story about how they love ReadyTalk
So give
and
me-
why they love ReadyTalk.
Give me an example.
Sure, it might be something as, I don't know, you would say as simple as an online review, but that has tremendous value to us. It might be participating in a case study or attending an event with us and talking with other potential users about the platform and their experience. So really kind of helping us tell our story.
How do you continue to build this culture of advocacy?
Sure. I mean, it's really in the DNA of our company, right? We love customers and we want them to be successful, and we use the feedback that they're giving us through our advocacy program to then improve our product. So it really kind of goes full circle. And everyone in our company understands our advocacy program and works to support it and values kind of the results that come out of it.
Cool. Do you have like a specific example for me that's, maybe one of your favorite advocacy stories as of late that has really stuck out in
Gosh, I
your
feel like
mind?
it's a little nerdy to have a favorite advocacy story, but I totally do.
I think I'm
That's
a nerd.
awesome.
I'm
Right?
a nerd. I want to know.
It's a little nerdy. We actually took one of our advocates to a kind of large marketing trade show, right? And like all she did was hang out at our booth. And she was by far and away the best salesperson we had at that trade show, right? Because she was so genuine in talking about the company. And salespeople can be, well, a little salesy, right? Like they maybe don't come across as being as genuine. And having a customer there, an advocate there who could really speak naturally with other marketers who have the same challenge, it was tremendous for us. Great results. And I think for her, there was benefit in it too, right? Because she got to be at this conference, she got to attend sessions, she was learning, connecting more with our team, hearing more about what we have coming. So really a win-win for both. And I think that's just an example of kind of how advocacy can work.
It's a great example. One of your favorite advocate marketing stories came from your trade show booth. Just coming off of Dreamforce, and we have some clips from that we'll take a look at, right?
Well, I mean, coming from customer marketing and also now being in customer success, you really get a feel for how important the customer is. And I think social media has made it even more important to focus on word of mouth and the power of advocacy.
I know from experience, whether I travel, whether I'm looking to integrate a new piece of software on my sales team, if I can get somebody who can vouch for that software, it means a lot more to me than just the marketers have to say.
And they don't have to be celebrities, but they're the 1 out of 1,000 people who buy your product who seem to have trust built among their industry or within their peers, and they can really drive your message in ways that you can't.
So I really think the bar has gotten a lot higher for marketers. So you can't be spammy, you can't be just shilling your product. You have to really engage and educate and entertain your customers as well.
Again, it ties them back to your community. It shows them how much you value them. And the more they feel valued, the more likely they'll be to advocate for you and bring value back to your company.
Lots of really good stuff in there, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
Really great. Cool. Well, we'll be back in a few minutes. Stick with us. We'll have Jody Mooney. Well, welcome back to the show. Once again, we're here with CEO of Influitive, Mark Oregon. Welcome back to you. So, Mark, question. How do you motivate advocates at events?
That's a great question. I mean, the best way to do that is with an event-focused advocate program. So that's a collection of different kinds of challenges, some that are fun and engaging for advocates, others that are more like real work. I mean, everything from, bring prospects to your booth or amplify, with Twitter or social media, the key messages that are happening at events. But rather than hear from me, I know Jody Mooney's the expert, so we should probably hear from her.
Yes, Jody Mooney of Influitive is with us live back at the home studio, so let's go to her.
Thanks, Tony.
We've been talking about events here. I'm just wondering if you can tell us a little bit about how Influitive's products work.
Sure, Tony. Our product Influitive Advocate Hub is a branded portal where you invite your fans, your partners, customers, employees in, so they can participate in activities that help you build your brand, generate demand, and drive revenue. Now, it is a portal, so people log in to get their challenges, and these challenges are asks or activities. They can be things like providing a reference or a referral, sharing your content socially, maybe it's posting a review or giving you feedback about your products. Here's some challenges here. So this is a social sharing challenge. When I share this piece of content, I get points, and those points go towards my position on the leaderboard. Now, as I accrue more points, I can start redeeming them for rewards, like a branded mug, or maybe it's exclusive access to things like reserved seating at a conference that's coming up, or an invite to an executive dinner. But when I do complete that challenge, I get that instant recognition. So the company has that way of saying, hey, thanks, we really appreciate having your help. Now, I think you've been talking a lot about events today. So let me show you how Influitive really helps drive advocacy at face-to-face events. Whether it's an event like Dreamforce or your own conference, Events are a great place to foster engagement and networking, and in fact, it really helps you kickstart or amp up your advocacy efforts. Now, all events are unique, right? So it's really great if you can take a whole bunch of these different asks about your particular event and group them together so that your advocates can help you. And with our product, Advocate Hub Experiences, you can create these uniquely tailored environments that keep all of those related asks together. So you'll notice that this challenge looks a little bit different than the one beside it. You go in and all of those related things are together. So in this instance, it's all about Dreamforce. So these are all the different ways I want my advocates to help me around my Dreamforce activities. So you can use this area to help generate more registrations for your event, maybe drive traffic to your sessions, get people commenting on your sessions, generate buzz, and just in general, have your advocates take part in activities that help you get more out of your events, and maybe have a little fun at the same time.
So Jody, what's the best way to mobilize advocates at events like this?
Right, mobilize them. So it's generally great to start bringing people into this area before your event starts, right? It'll help you generate more registrations maybe, or RSVPs for your party, but it generates that buzz. So you can email out to your database this link and bring them directly into this area, or maybe even use it socially and have people share it to invite people in. Once people are on site, though, there's a lot of other things you can do, right? So you can have messaging on site, maybe it's in your presentations or a sign, a handout with the link to join, and we do have a large leaderboard and activity feed that can be displayed maybe in your registration area on a large screen, so it excites that natural curiosity of, hey, what's going on? I want to be part of that. There's a competition. And if you are using an event app, you can embed it directly in your event app as well. So when somebody's in checking for their agenda or looking for the map to find out where their next session is, they can go in and complete some of those challenges that help you with your goals for the event too.
Jody, you've been working on anything good at Influitive? We've been talking a lot about community. Any good product launches? Anything good coming up? Oh, you don't really want to talk about it. Well, I actually have a surprise. We've got some exclusive video here, some B-roll I'd like to show you. Take a look.
Well, yeah, that is our community functionality. So look, Tony, everybody loves the idea of branded online communities, but the problem is they failed, and they failed at a massive rate. In fact, analysts estimate that 75% of online communities fail to live up to the expectations of the CMO. And why is that? Well, the reality is they fail to attract or sustain the participation from that 1%. You know, the 1% of people who are completing, posting content and taking part in it. But without that content creation, those conversations, that engagement, those communities tend to just turn into passive tech support portals, not thriving, engaging communities. And what we've realized, though, is that advocates can help provide that secret ingredient, you know, that fuel that helps drive engagement and involvement. So I'm not sure where you got the images from, but it looks like I can give you a little bit of a sneak peek today. You'll notice the community is seamlessly integrated within the hub, which means your advocates can easily interact with one another. They can create content, they can reply, they can add images and video and other documents as part of their posts. They can search for other posts related to maybe a topic they're interested in. But they can do all of this within an environment that already fosters that sense of engagement. There's light gamification in here, badges for participation, and as we move into the future, you'll see a deep integration of challenges directly into the community with rewards and points tied to participation, the use of private and public forums to keep your beta testers separated from your general community, but still be able to expose all that amazing thought leadership content to the broader audience that your advocates are generating on your behalf. So that paired with social sharing, great reporting, and well, so much more. But anyway, a bit of a sneak peek. I think I'm going to be having a conversation in the office this afternoon to figure out where those images came from. But anyway, there's a little bit for you, Tony.
Wow, that's pretty exciting stuff. It sounds like we'll be hearing a lot more about community from Influitive coming up.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, take care. So listen, we're going to head into commercial break. We'll be right back.
As a New Year's resolution this year, I'm getting in the best shape of my life. More of this and less of this.
I'm finally going to finish writing my young adult werewolf novel. Aroo! Eat your heart out, Stephanie Meyer.
From now on, I'm only eating things made by Mother Nature.
In 2015, I'm going to win a BAMI.
Win a what?
A BAMI. You know, the Best Advocate Marketing Awards from Influitive. I'm gunning for the big one, Advocate Marketing Program of the Year.
Why would you want to win that?
It's the only award that recognizes B2B marketers for harnessing the enthusiasm of their company's biggest fans, customers, and advocates and putting it at the heart of their marketing.
But I want to win a BAMI.
Yeah, me too.
If it's gluten-free, I'm in.
Well, if you want to win one, you have to enter. Visit influitive.com/BAMIs to learn more.
Well, once again, welcome back to the program. We have a very special guest analyst with us today via satellite. He is Research Director at Sirius Decisions. Please help me welcome Bob Peterson. Hey, Bob.
Bob, thanks so much for joining us today on BAM TV. I'm really excited to have you aboard. How about a quick introduction for the audience before we get started?
Sure, and thanks, Jim. Thanks to you and the Influitive team for including us in this this format today. It's exciting, an exciting topic for us, that's for sure. My name is Bob Peterson. I'm a research director in the account-based marketing service at Sirius Decisions. And that is the particular service at Sirius where we address all things around the customer life cycle, whether that's customer experience, customer marketing, customer advocacy, those types of issues. So delighted to be here with you today, Jim. Thanks.
Bob, who is Sirius Decisions and what do you guys do for B2B marketers?
Sirius Decisions is an advisory firm that is focused exclusively on B2B sales and marketing and product alignment.
Hey, Bob, does it seem like everyone's talking about customer experience all of a sudden in B2B?
From our perspective at Sirius, we couldn't agree more. It is the customer experience is clearly rising to the top. As a matter of fact, in one of our recent annual CMO surveys that we conducted at Sirius, customer experience, customer marketing, those topics, they were the #2 priority issue for CMOs. So clearly, I wanted to first of all validate that you're correct, that that is becoming a priority list for B2B sales and marketing professionals.
Hey, Bob, I've heard you say on a couple of occasions that customer experience is the new demand creation. Why is that?
Yeah, and I think that's becoming a commonplace statement that customer experience is the new demand generation. We're seeing some very interesting movement here. I think in the past, we have seen customer experience and customer advocacy as a subset as more or less a passive part of the sales and marketing process where the demand generation people would have asked for an advocacy asset or interaction at the tail end of the sales cycle. This is the traditional sales reference type of play that we would have historically seen. But I think what we're seeing right now is a lot of forward-thinking demand centers in B2B are starting to look for more strategic ways to incorporate customer experience and customer advocacy concepts into their demand channels at every step, whether it's at the beginning, middle, or end stage of the sales cycle. And this is showing itself from sourcing of opportunities to nurturing of opportunities, and probably most interestingly, the acceleration and protection of opportunities already created.
Hey, Bob, we've been talking about customer advocacy all day long here today. How does Sirius Decisions define that for your clients?
So I think it's helpful to start with some definitions, Jim, to make sure we're clear on each of these concepts. At Sirius Decisions, we view customer advocacy as being the combination of activities that allow your customers to share their experiences with your brand.
Bob, we just saw some really interesting innovation in the community space. From your perspective, what are CMOs doing right now to try and reinvigorate so many failed community projects?
we're seeing in a lot of cases where these communities were rolled out in the last 5-10 years, and companies are trying to find a way to bring more focus to them. They know they're valuable, particularly, and this is what I think is really interesting, with the rise of interest in customer experience and customer advocacy. I think B2B organizations are also realizing that they've got the investment that they made prior in this online community, and maybe it's time to get the band back together and reinvigorate the investment they've made. Those types of discussions are commonplace in our customer base right now. So I'm confident that communities will have a second coming here, particularly as it relates to where we started our conversation today around the rise of customer experience, customer marketing, and customer advocacy.
Bob, thanks for joining us today for BAM TV. It was great having you aboard.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you to everybody at Influitive for having me here today. Delighted to be with you.
Hey, thank you so much. That was actually really great. And with that, I think that about wraps up the show tonight. I've had a great time. I've learned a lot. Talked about the power of advocate marketing. We've talked to some customers about their successes. We've seen Mark's amazing vision in action. Talked to some industry experts, and finally saw the technology in action. I think it's time to act. Now would be the time. Until next time on BAM TV, I'm Tony Wright signing off. We'll see you soon. Woo!